Howdy y'all, my name's Malia. I'm a college student of 4 years and I'm staring down the barrel of 2 more, which means I'll never have money again. However, one of my favorite things is eating, so I kind of have to cook for myself. And today I'm going to show you one of the things I make most frequently. Altogether, the ingredients add up to about $3 or $4 altogether. It's quick and easy to make. It takes about under 10 minutes. And it keeps you full for quite a while because it's got good vegetables, good proteins, so it's, not prepackaged chips and ramen, which, if you're anything like me, most of your diet. For frittatas, the essential items are eggs and vegetables. I have asparagus, green onions, and red bell pepper with me. The asparagus comes pre-bundled in about 20s. You can see I have 3 spears. These came out to about maybe 40 cents for the 3, so don't be afraid at your supermarket to unbundle things. Green onions, very versatile. I love these things, but again, you can see they come in about a size of 8, and the package can be divided, I think all together it comes about to $1, so that could be up to 20 cents a spear. I love red bell peppers. These things are good in everything. They're much cheaper and sweeter than the yellow or green, so I suggest picking up a red. Some other things that go great in a frittata are salt and pepper, a little pesto, which can be fairly expensive at the supermarket, but if you happen to have some extra basil on hand, or if you went home and your mom happened to make pesto, and Parmesan cheese is great in or on top. To cut up the vegetables, we have a few weapons available. If you have it, I suggest a sharp steak knife. It goes a lot quicker and there's a lot less sawing. However, butter knives also work. Just any of your kitchen cutlery. For those of us who do not have kitchen cutlery or cannot afford it, plastic knife. The ones that come in the picnic kits. Hell of a lot more sawing, but it gets the job done and you don't have to go out and buy a fancy knife. The first thing you're going to want to do is to cut up and saute all of your vegetables. So you take a knife and just slice up your asparagus. Remember to cut off the purple bottom bits of your asparagus because this is gross. Next are the green onions. Be sure to slice off the tips right here because they get old and nasty. A little green onion goes a long way, so you really don't want any more than a shot glass full. Depending on how much sweetness and crunch you want in your frittata, I suggest cutting off a hunk about that big of red bell pepper. Be sure not to get any of the yellow seeds on the inside. They're kind of bitter and they don't really add much to the dish. Depending on whether or not you can take more or less. Next step, just chunk the hell out of the red bell pepper. Alright, our next step is to preheat a pan and coat it with butter. This is to saute our vegetables, and because everything is better with butter, really. And then you're going to add your asparagus, the bell pepper, and the green onions. We're going to flip those around in the pan a little bit and just let it sit for a couple of minutes. Occasionally you're going to stir it with a spatula. Alright, so while we're waiting for the vegetables to simmer, I'm going to crack some eggs and make the egg part of the frittata, which is going to go over the vegetables once they're done. Now I'm only cooking for 1, so I'm going to use 3 eggs. You can use more or less depending on how much you eat. After cracking the eggs and putting them in the bowl, I'm going to use a little bit of milk. Now if you don't have milk, it's kind of expensive. It was like $3 for this. You can use water. I like milk because it makes it a little bit fluffier. Then all you have to do is take a fork. Voila. And whisk the hell out of it until it kind of looks like one thing. Ta-da. If you have, you can add a little salt, and a little pepper. When your vegetables are ready, they'll look a little bit like this. The bell peppers will give to the touch, which means they won't spit and fly across the room. and the green onions will look really wilty and unappetizing. Once you have the wilty and unappetizing vegetables going, you can pour the egg mixture over the pan. You're going to whisk this a couple of times when it gets crispy around the edges of the pan. You just want to run your spatula through it a few times. And you wait a little bit more until the edges get crispy again. And you'll just want to repeat the process until it's scrambled. It'll be cooked all the way through. I like mine a little bit more brown on the bottom. I like some crispy scrambled eggs. But that's essentially just what a frittata is. It's scrambled eggs with yummy stuff on the inside. When the dish is done, it should look about like this. Be aware you don't want to stir it too much with the spatula, or you'll end up with something kind of slimy. So now we just shove it into a bowl and put whatever sounds good to you on it. If you have salt and pepper, use that. If you've got some Parmesan cheese, like I said, that works really well. Or pesto, if you happen to have it. I know it's unlikely, but it's really good, just a teaspoon over eggs. Don't use too much or you'll lose every other flavor. And behold, lunch! Frittatas can be used as breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It just depends when you have the time to whip one up. Altogether, if you're not trying to film the process like I was, it should take you about 10 minutes from breaking out the ingredients to breaking out the fork. So I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who did not hit the back button when they hit my link and actually ended up watching me make a frittata. If you have any suggestions on what else to cook on my college cooking for broke-ass people show, let me know. Send me a video link or write in the comments, because eventually I'm going to run out of ideas for things to cook. So if you have a favorite recipe that you love to use, or if you have a bunch of ingredients that you have no idea what the hell to do with, let me know and I'll see what I can do with it. Have a great day and happy eating!